Hey everybody, this is Mark Bozon, and I'm here to give you guys the video review for Star Wars The Force Unleashed for Nintendo Wii. Star Wars The Force Unleashed is just one of those games we have to say is made directly for the fans of the series, and not for anybody else who's just looking for a generic Wii action title. Now, it's very true that Wii doesn't have a lot of great action titles right now, so Force Unleashed may be something that a lot of other people pick up, but in all honesty, when it comes to some of the rough factors and things that just don't quite feel 100% there, it's going to be one of those things where fans of Star Wars are going to look past those flaws. Everyone else may not be so forgiving. The story obviously follows this dark apprentice that you're seeing here. He's, as a kid, discovered by Lord Vader and is basically trained in the way of the dark side. So the game is meant to basically link the old trilogy with the new trilogy and try to be a spacer between the two. And in some cases it works. Some of the story elements are a little weird, but in all honesty, looking at the new trilogy and looking at this story, Force Unleashed actually doesn't work too bad, and it's pretty entertaining to see and to play as one of these guys that basically starts as a just horrifying dark Jedi and eventually kind of goes through a little bit of struggle of what it really means to have balance in the Force. Now, this is 100% a classic action game, so you've got a lot of lightsaber movements that are done with the Wii Remote. You got a double jump, a dash, a lot of force powers that you can upgrade here. You can see it's a little bit on the weak side, but as you go through the game, you power things up. You get customization in your lightsaber, you get it in your force crystals, you can even change the hilt of the lightsaber, and in that sense, there's a lot of options and customization that comes into what's otherwise basically a stage-to-stage, completely linear, about 6-hour quest through the game. Now, I've said it countless times in previews, and I'll say it again here, it's definitely true. The sword combat using the Wii Remote is actually really good. All your force powers are on the nunchuck, all your Wii Remote swinging, acts as your lightsaber, and it's not one-to-one, but it is, very accurate. You swing right to left, left to right, down to up to down, stabbing motion. They all work, and they all feel really good. Where the game really starts to lose track and isn't just as good as it could have been, it's just this lack of polish that's overall in there. You can see in multiple occasions here the camera just isn't really performing the way it should, and specifically in this battle Rancor battle here, I'm fighting this guy and he's attacking me every time I get up. He's got a lot of attacks that can't be blocked, and just some even odd stuff where here he's standing on top of this rock, and he's a huge guy, so he shouldn't be just kind of lofting above the ground there. So there's a lot of stuff like that that's just kind of inconsistent, kind of dirty, and a lot of things that just don't feel unfinished or a little bit rough. Now, Force Unleashed for Wii is obviously one of these games that's supposed to be paired with the 360 and PS3 title, so in that case, Chrome Studios has done an awesome job of making this a good, fun action game, and really throwing in some stuff that's pretty incredible. You look here at these mini-boss and boss battles, and they do a lot of things where they're using the Wii Remote and the nunchuck, trying to do actions, or even rotating and trying to match it perfectly in these Force and Saber clashes, and all that stuff is really cool. I'm actually really surprised that the nunchuck is as accurate as it is, and a lot of these things are really rewarding and just a blast to play with. On the visual front here, you can see some cinemas, and they look a little rough. It's obvious that this is kind of a PS2, PSP, Wii kind of conversion game. So in that sense, I wish it was a bit more beautiful. Some of the things, such as the lightning attacks, are really cool. And sometimes when you really get cooking and you get in a boss battle between, really experienced Jedi and the Dark Apprentice, you can have a really good, cinematic, entertaining feel to the entire experience. So I just wish there was a little bit more of that. What it really comes down to is this. Star Wars Force Unleashed for Wii is a really good conversion of a PS2 and a PSP game that I feel were a bit weak in their own respective platforms. They do a lot of really cool things as far as lightsaber attacks and force powers, the Wii Remote and the nunchuck, as we discussed. The boss battles are really cinematic and it's cool. It's just a little rough, and I think if Chrome Studios and LucasArts pair up again, they work on a few other things. We got Clone Wars coming up in just a few short weeks. Some of those titles may be a little bit stronger, and especially with Wii Motion Plus in the future, we could see some really great projects out of this pairing. For those looking for a really cool experience right now, Force Unleashed is pretty good. That's why we gave it a 7.8. It's not a great title overall, but it does a lot of things right, and it's a lot of fun. You're just going to have to get over some flaws that are definitely in the game and may discourage some other players. If you're a fan of Star Wars, rent this one at least or pick it up, give it a shot. It's a good, about 10-hour experience. It's going to be a lot of fun. For everybody else, you may want to look elsewhere or at least just give it a rental and see if it's something that you're going to enjoy. For a full written review, check out IGN.com.